I'm Tim. I'm one of the conservation interns here at Bald Head Island Conservancy. I'm from Mooresville, North Carolina, which is just north of Charlotte. And I went to NC State University and studied and majored in environmental sciences with concentration in freshwater ecology and hydrology. And what I hope to get out of working here with Conservancy is study more about hurricane impacts on tidal ecology and tidal marshes here. At NC State University, I was part of an environmental village. It was called Eco Village. It was a living learning community in which it helped us as mentors to learn environmental outreach and education and participate in the community. And so following that, I wanted to do something similar in North Carolina, and that's why I applied for this conservation intern position at Bald Head Island. So I'd say my favorite thing about Bald Head Island so far is all the wildlife. It's really fun just going around, either it's in the morning, the day, or night. You get to see a bunch of turtles, lizards, alligators too sometimes, which are fun. Responding to wildlife calls is also a really cool opportunity. You get to see a lot of wildlife and make impact in your community.
Hi, I'm Tasmeen and I'm from Austin, Texas. I went to school at the University of Texas at Austin and I majored in marine biology. I also got a certificate in environmental sustainability while I was at UT. And one of my semesters at UT, I did a semester at Port Aransas, Texas, and that's a small town off the coast of Texas. And over there, I was studying how this proposed desalination plant and how oil spills would affect copepods. And copepods are just these really small, like microscopic animals in the ocean. So this is my first time in North Carolina and my first time at Bald Head Island, and I really like it so far. It's a really cute town and I'm excited to start my independent project with the Conservancy, and I'll be looking at how diamondback terrapins populations are affected by crab pots, because sometimes they can get stuck in crab pots, either drown or not be able to get out. So we're going to do some surveys and anyone can volunteer for them. So that will be next year, sometime in the spring. And we'll be trying to see how their populations are affected and even just like what their populations are on Bald Head Island.
Hi, my name is Phoenix Spivey and I am from Franklin County, NC. I attended North Carolina State University where I got my bachelor's in environmental science, and I also minored in biological sciences and applied ecology. During my time in undergrad, I studied at a variety of different schools, including the University of Arizona. Specifically, I worked as a research intern at Biosphere 2, where I studied in the Landscape Evolution Observatory and looked at their microbial communities and their abundances in their rainwater supply for the system. So I'm a conservation intern on the island and we have a research project, and here on this island I decided I wanted to study the vegetation. So for the rest of my months here I will be working on a vegetation assessment. Specifically, I am just working with vegetation and looking at their zonation within the salt marsh creek here, and also looking at how they sequester carbon and how we can incorporate the two and create some type of carbon map or marsh plant species map so that here on Bald Head Island the residents can use it.
Hi, my name is Emily and I'm one of this year's education interns. I am from Cream Ridge, New Jersey, and I went to school at Stockton University, which is in southern New Jersey. At Stockton University, I studied environmental science. I minored in biology and I concentrated in wildlife management, so I'm super excited to be here. Before coming here for work, I also worked as a tour guide at Six Flags Safari Off-Road Adventure, so I would give tours on the back of like a giant truck and talk about lots of different animals. And in addition to that, I also did research on northern diamondback terrapins, kind of to study road fatalities with those guys. So that is my experience outside of Bald Head Island, but I'm super excited to be here because I get to educate students, which is super awesome. And I also just get to learn everything about coastal ecosystems and barrier islands. So I'm super excited to be here. I also am working on a project right now, which is going to be one of my projects. I'm hoping to do another as well. And for this project, I am placing boxes around the island to be a scavenger hunt. So it's going to be a self-guided tour that families can go on together.
Hi, my name is Ella. I'm an education intern. I'm from Colorado, and I spent most of my summers in Wisconsin. I went to school in Minnesota at St. Olaf College, and there I majored in biology and environmental studies with a focus on education. I enjoy backpacking, kayaking, and canoeing, and I've led some extended trips in the Great Lakes area for those. While I was in college, I studied abroad in Australia and New Zealand, which is probably where I fell in love with the ocean and what has brought me here to Bald Head to keep learning about sea turtles and ocean ecology. I'm very excited to be on Bald Head and be close to the ocean. There's not very much ocean in Colorado and Minnesota, and so I'm glad to be here learning about this ecology, and I'm looking forward to learning more and sharing more with the visitors who come. While I'm here, I'm looking forward to growing and working with the new program, the Next Generation Club, creating more activities for them to do and lessons for them to learn.
Hi, my name is Sean Brunson. I'm from Douglas, Massachusetts, a small town in central Massachusetts, but I went to school down in North Carolina at High Point University, where I studied electronic media with a minor in anthropology. My favorite part about being on the island is having the opportunity to just go out and take pictures and videos and really just get to explore and see the wildlife that the island has to offer. So some of the projects I've worked on thus far is the mission release video. We did 2 versions, a short one and a longer one, to really try and emphasize our new mission to discover, learn, conserve, and preserve. I also am working on a calendar, and we worked with a lot of local photographers like Greg Thatchell, Mike Legit, and Ann Lyles, and that's coming together nicely.